that he wants them to go. Except that's not where we're going to be seeing it all, because we do not know what we're talking about. We got the first already blunder of the day. We got Palutena coming from Gabriel of all things.
And Young Link.
And Young Link. So that was all just a way to mess with everybody's heads. We're starting off here on game number 1. Gabriel already just trying to put out a bunch of hitboxes at the left side of the stage and just kind of control. Also, that is not Pontifex, that is Daedalus.
So I think there might have been like a misreporting in bracket of some sort, but however we phrase it, I guess, you know, Epic Gabriel, I guess, you know, maybe trying out a different character or something like that. I haven't seen the Palo, but from what I know about this matchup, it can be kind of bad. Young Link does have fantastic combo game, but he mostly strives off his really, really immaculate zoning game. But when you have a character like Palu who has a little bit of a zoning game on her own, plus the ability to stuff out jumps and approaches really, really nicely, it can make things a little bit harder for him.
Yeah, and one of the things that happens with Palu too is that, you know, really a way to tell people's ability to jump in a bad spot and jump too many times is that you punish it with an up smash. Daedalus is going to take out that first stock. But Palu is so good at shutting down people who want to nair too much because so many people have such a good nair. And also Palu is so good at getting people at the ledge. That right there is just going to roll behind and get that back throw.
Now, I know Gabe traditionally, I believe he actually hates Young Link, Rob. Like, I think he actually says it's like one of the worst matchups for Rob. I could be off my rocker here, but I have seen a lot of his tweets.
You know, it might be behind the decision here. Also, unfortunately for Daedalus, kind of just free falling off the stage there after that the air dodge. So that's gonna put Gabe in a great spot because Young Link doesn't really want to be the one that has to like push the initiative and chase down. You can zone a bunch, but Palu is completely content with counter zoning and just kind of chilling because you have the shield, you have the explosive flame. It's gonna be on Daedalus to actually like go in now.
Yeah, and he's definitely in a deficit as well. I like the way he's been catching a lot of these air dodges in and jumps in by Gabe, but unfortunately it just seems like Gabe has been able to win more off of his interactions, just using Palu's immaculate aerials to his advantage. That bear is incredibly scary to deal with as it beats pretty much every move in the game.
Yeah, I also like the fact, I was definitely anticipating that there at least some kind of hitbox because Gabriel started catching on really quickly to the air dodge habit out of Daedalus. Usually on the way back in, Daedalus was very commonly trying to air dash back down the stage, trying to avoid maybe a nair or a back air and stuff. And that's going to work like the first 1 to 2 times, but when you start doing that too much, it becomes a little bit easy to call out. So what do there? You expect an aggressive option because they're on their last stock. They just air dodge the past few times. You put out that F tilt because it lingers. Not only does it cover the air dodge, but it also covers a potential clank. Or, if you're lucky, you end up just getting them anyways. So that was a very smart call. Just putting the F-tilt out at the ledge. You're up a stock. If you mess up that right there, you still have ledge advantage. You go for a ledge trap.
Yeah, and I think Gabe just played that super duper solidly. Just used everything that Palu is good at to his advantage right there. We saw Daedalus try to slip in a few punishes there. Ultimately couldn't get the big combo strings that you're pretty much used to seeing when it comes to Young Link, especially like combos just like regular bread and butters like boomerang into nair or boomerang into fair. Like there's a lot of Young Link's move kit is a pretty big playground to attack on punishes and also catch landings pretty well as well. So I'd like to see Daedalus kind of mix it up just a little bit more, but Gabe just played super duper solidly in neutral, didn't really show any cracks there, and my man used that shield to his advantage really nicely.
And it was really just kind of changed the pace of the game, too, after the fact that Daedalus was forced to kind of play in a bit more after that unfortunate SD, because Daedalus is actually keeping it even and actually almost took the first stock of that game. But really, there was no room for trading anymore, because once you're down behind that stock like that, you're just in for a rough time. So getting here into game number 2, running it back to small battlefield, I don't really disagree with this. It's like, you know, after that SD, it's like, okay, I still kept it kind of even. I feel comfortable here. Let me see if I could just repeat that success and hopefully this time actually take the lead.
Yeah, and already we're seeing a little bit better of play from Daedalus so far, just keeping it relatively even. I like the way he's been landing a lot more. You have to be very, very careful of how you handle your disadvantage against Palu, just given how big that up air is and how eager it is, rather, how good a lot of Palutena's aerials are at scooping you up. Oh boy.
Yeah, you see this Gabe just consistently going with those back airs in. It's like don't try to contest too much straight up unless you anticipate that Daedalus is going to be naring in. And Daedalus, he was using down air quite a bit, but is kind of being a bit smarter about it. However, a lot of these short hop, never mind, actually going to just drop in with it again there. You know, I was just pointing out it was being a bit smarter, but also you set that up as an aggressive tactic to make it so that air dodge can be safer on landing, and I think Gabriel's kind of caught onto the pattern of how Daedalus likes to land.
We've also seen Gabriel use a lot of explosive flame during the beginning of the game. He's been kind of weaning himself off of that a little bit just because a lot of them haven't really been paying dividends for getting hit. Daedalus, though, managing to find that down smash right there on the recovery that Gabe was throwing out there. But Gabe has just been so good with his strings. Like, he's been very good at holding stage control. So an excellent F smash right there to catch the unsafe recovery right there from Daedalus. Like, he knows what Palu does best, which is wall out the opponent and be very, very oppressive.
Yeah, and that was another situation, too, where Daedalus decided to attack instead of maybe just retreating the ledge. Like, you see, like, Daedalus shows signs of life, like, in these moments here, kind of catching on to where the landings are, but really hasn't been able to push it too much further. I like the fact that you decided to just go a bit more defensive there, slow it down, get some of these anti-airs, because Gabe has just been short hop naring in front of you this whole time. There you go, trying to look for an air dodge in there, but unfortunately gonna miss. Now you gotta play very careful here, but Gabe not even moving, just anticipating that roll in.
Yeah, he's been very good at, like, not moving more than he needs to be. I think having played Rob, you know, for as much time as he has, he knows the risks of overextending yourself a little too much. And I think Palu is one of those characters that actually benefits super duper hard of not overextending. That being said, Daedalus managing to find that up smash right there.
Oh my
Gabe
God.
going for that extremely active up smash right there.
That's baby's first read right there. It's like all you just go to the edge and assume a roll in, but that's just been a consistent thing. And right there, see, that's actually been a bit of a change up, but once you got pushed away at that angle, you pretty much had, like, that was such a rough spot for Daedalus to get away from because you're so far to the left. If you decide to jump up high, Gabe covers it with a forward air. If you go low, then Gabe just drops down with an air or drops down with a counter. So unfortunately, you have to kind of hold in, and the explosive flame covers it. Like, so many routes were covered. You pretty much had to hope for on your way back up. You go for an up B, you get the trade off of your up B, you hit Gabriel off stage maybe, and you get back to controlling ledge. But Gabriel really just kind of shut it down there. Daedalus with a solid effort, but really I think a lot of it was the defense on landing that kind of messed up the game. And Gabriel's gonna move on with a 2-0 victory.
Yeah, my man managed to burn his jump a little bit. Gabe